Heavy snowfall is projected to return to the central plains out towards the east coast. With the significant slowing and stretching of our polar vortex, another Arctic blast looks to be looming. And this stretching of the polar vortex could lead to an extended winter for us in the lower 48. Alright, let's talk about the weather. Here's our 5-day snowfall forecast from the latest European model. And again, no surprises here that snowfall is staying to the north. Late Wednesday through Thursday, we are watching the potential for some severe weather still through the Ohio Valley, with a heavy swath of ice still being projected for the Midwest, parts of the Ohio Valley, and Northeast, where we could see major cities like Chicago, Detroit, Buffalo, and Pittsburgh see some decent ice totals. Again, we do expect this to cause a significant disruption to travel in this region. And with that snow, ice, and severe weather spread out across these regions, we are expecting some significant wind as well. So like I said, Wednesday to Thursday, it's going to be messy. Now looking out a little bit further, and I've been waiting on this, we do have some model consensus on an Arctic blast returning to the US. Here's our European model, here's our Canadian, and here's our GFS. All of these models do show a decent blast of cold air pushing back down into the States as we approach the middle of February. This has to do with what we call a stretching polar vortex. This is the look of a strong polar vortex right here. And this is what we currently have, which again is why we're so hot in the central and south regions of the US right now. The lower your pressure up here in the Arctic, the faster these winds move, and they really act like a force field to hold in that Arctic air. Now watch as we move forward in time. You'll see this polar vortex start to stretch. What's happening is we have some warm air in the troposphere and stratosphere trying to push its way up into the Arctic, forcing that pressure to rise. This can cause a slowing of the polar jet and a destabilization of the jet, which can lead to the stretching of the jet and in some scenarios, a split. Now our latest European model sees a split. This again, like I explained in my last video, if it were to happen, would lead to an extended winter likely in the lower 48, especially if our latest models were correct and we saw a significant warming event to our north, acting as a block to hold that cold air to the south. Our teleconnections right now couldn't agree more. A negative Arctic oscillation, which we have right here being projected, leads to well below average temperatures in the lower 48, as well as a negative EPO, which we have here, and a negative WPO and neutral to positive PNA would lead you to believe that some of the colder air could actually be out east. The last piece of the puzzle is right here, our North Atlantic oscillation. When this turns negative and our pressure gradient between our Iceland low and Azores high begins to weaken, this can lead to an increased storm track out east and sometimes into the southeast. Now with everything I just told you, it makes a lot more sense why our latest European model wants to bring snow back into the central plains, towards the southeast, the Ohio Valley, and the mid-Atlantic. This would be your target area for snow with this type of outlook and atmospheric setup that we have moving forward, potentially. Really in about 3 to 5 days, we'll have a much better look at this. Some of this will start getting into forecasting range. So I'm excited to see it and keep you guys updated. But as I've said to everyone in my lives who have said, is our winter over in the south and east because we're in a short warming period right now? It really doesn't look like it is. In fact, our biggest snowstorm might be ahead of us. I appreciate you watching this video. If you like this type of content, feel free to throw me a follow or sub. I make posts like this every single day and I stream every single night. I'll see you in the next video.